He says that you're pushing him too hard.
You coming to the Arnolds?
I'll be there.
Are you doing adductors?
I mean, we can. Whatever you're doing, that's why I said it's your show.
Okay, we can finish the workout with adductors.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, feedback was I need more adductors, so I have to train them.
We're going to do some hamstring exercises. Always hamstrings first, right? So what I normally do is a couple sets just to kind of get the blood going. I guess the people would call that a warm-up set, but then mainly like 3 working sets, depending on what you feel like.
I saw your videos and you were focusing on the reps. Like,
I mean, I try to do at least 8 for anything, but 12 is usually, I mean, everyone kind of makes that joke because I always say 12 reps, but I don't know. I just feel like that seems to be about the range. Because it doesn't hold me down.
your legs are too big.
No, it's you. So I'll probably do, I don't know how many you did, around 15 or...
Yeah, something. Nothing special.
What do you try to focus on?
Full contraction from the stretch
So
position.
you're not counting reps or?
No, it's like the moment I feel that my brain is like slightly connected and I can get like a good contraction each and every rep, that's where I stop. It's like between 10 and 15
Okay.
and then I go up with the weights. Feels good. Is there a special tempo you focus on?
You know, if you watch my reps, a lot of them I went through pretty fast. I'm getting a good. It's the same kind of thing. Once I lock in and get the feel, it's more about pushing till I feel like a good burn. You know. Yeah. Where you might. I saw you're doing a little more controlled.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been more of a explosive type.
I hurt my hamstring 3 times on the right side. It's not torn, but something popped. It was swollen for 2 weeks. And since then, I'm like, slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, just be smart about it. That's all.
Yep.
See, because I got some blood in there now. It feels pretty good.
Yep, me too.
I mean, that's one thing with my hamstrings. It was a weaker body part for me to try to develop. Like my quads were more dominant, but I learned how to really get that mind to muscle with the hamstring. And once I was able to do that, this exercise is starting. It's always my starting exercise. So like when people say you have to confuse your muscles and start with a different movement week to week, always stuck with this first.
Me too.
I traveled to gyms that had this piece, because some of my gyms did not.
Uh-huh.
I would travel, one time 45-minute drive just to go train legs at a gym.
Seated.
You know, what's crazy is, like, you're asking me leg advice where people view your leg development as the best in your division right now.
Yeah, but compared to guys like you, my legs are still really, really small.
Well, I mean, I think you were heading towards, you were open before, right?
I turned pro in open.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you were actually in that position at one point, but you chose to do classic. Did Dennis James talk you into it, or?
No, it was basically a medical emergency. So I have a genetic sickness, and I knew about it right the moment when I turned pro. So the month after, I went to the hospital because my liver failed, and then they found out I have a genetic sickness, and they told me like, yeah, you can do bodybuilding, but it has some problems. You will get some problems. And then I was smart, and Neil was actually the guy who told me, why you don't compete in classic? Like your frame fits perfectly to the division. And 6 years ago, it was not that big. As Chris won the show again and again, it grew a lot. Yep. So I'm the healthiest ever at the moment. Don't need to push hard. I have the muscle. I reach my weight cap. Just need to do the details.
Smart. All right, come on. How's that weight? Good.
Perfect.
Good. So like right now I feel the heat in my hamstrings. My hamstrings are got some fire to them, which is great. Good, come on.
Okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
So you started slower and then you went into more tempo.
Yeah, just to try
Why?
how it feels.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it hit certain fibers maybe differently?
Absolutely different. When I'm doing like slow eccentric, I can feel that my muscle feels like ripping apart. But when I fast up the reps, it's more like the burning sensation you get. That's totally different. Yeah. After the Arnolds, starting the Olympia prep. No carbs for Mike.
Is that a weight thing or what is it? Calories? What is it?
I don't know. It's like when I'm eating carbs, I'm full for like 6 days. Even when I do 0 carbs, I won't get flat at all.
So that's an issue, right?
Food-wise, yes, because I'm always hungry. But when I do like 300 carbs, I explode.
So what do you have to mainly manage right now for carbs?
100 grams a day total.
That's it, huh?
Total, and we're 10 weeks out. But that's what we always do. Yeah. For off season,
So a lot of
pretty
protein,
easy.
or
yeah, like 300 grams. So I had to do 11.
that's good burn though, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So what do we want to do for standing? Do you want to do this or do you want to do that hammer strength one, where you have a knee in it?
Would you like better?
Doesn't matter to me. Let me see what this feels like, just so. I mean, this could work.
How does it feel?
It's okay. They had this one at my first gym I ever trained at.
His hamstring looks so crazy. It looks like 4 thick steaks just moving.
So you see this little pause right here, just to kind of, I don't lengthen the tissue totally, but I keep that tension, but I just kind of lock that spot right there.
In the stretch position.
Yeah, but I don't, if I was to do it all the way, I'd have to come here to get full contraction, right?
Okay, got it.
Because most people go through the reps, they're like this, right?
Yeah,
They
non-stop.
constant, right? But for me, like even after the third or fourth rep, I really like sometimes pause, reset my head a little bit, and do more repetition. So I kind of feel like this is kind of the same.
Makes sense. To find the good starting position again, to do a rep like.
But I never count reps. But I seem to always fall in the same, like 10, 12, somewhere around there. Like I counted that just because I wanted to see how many I actually did. So I knew I did 10 in the last one.
So basically you go by how you feel.
I go by feel, but
like
it seems to always fall. But so when I do try to count, or I have someone count, like I'll sometimes ask them how many reps, it's always around the 10 to 12 mark.
Perfect.
Is that weight light?
It's not light, but it's easy to move, but I get a good contraction.
Okay. Remember, the weights don't matter. It's all about how you feel.
Exactly.
Good. I was trying to figure out, since the top prize is 500 grand now, when I won it, the 100 grand in the Hummer was probably worth that back then.
You got a Hummer?
I won 3 Hummer trucks.
No way.
3 years in a row.
What do you do with all the cars?
Sold them, bought real estate.
Smart guy.
I bought a few houses with those Hummers.
Here in the US?
Yeah, here in Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We just bought our first apartment in Dubai.
Oh, nice. Are you staying there a lot of the time now, or
No, honestly, no.
where are you going to stay?
Everywhere. So we travel since the Olympia. We're traveling every week or every second week, constantly, and that's what we did the last 3 years. So I don't have something like a home. But Spain, Marbella area is one of the
Yeah.
most beautiful places ever. We would stay here for
How long are
longer,
you staying in Vegas?
until 4th of January. We would stay longer, but that's always the issue as a European. You cannot stay forever. It's like you have to go out the country after 3 months.
So where are you going to go after this? Do you know?
Yeah,
Before Columbus.
Mexico, Guadalajara for 6 weeks, and then coming back to Ohio. So I'm gonna finish my prep in Mexico.
A good gym there?
Yeah. Yep. And the owner, like one of my sponsors, is there in Guadalajara. They also sponsor the Olympia. Maybe you've heard of them, like Far Labs.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's a huge company in Mexico. So I will spend some time there to do content with them and train and stuff.
Good. I went up a little bit in weight. Michael, you told me you were coming last year. Said it was going to be different from the year before. You shocked him, huh?
I tried.
Or you just looked the way you should have looked maybe the last time.
Yeah.
You told me that, right?
Yeah, we did many mistakes last year, and that's how it is. You need to learn, need to go back to work.
How do you feel though now that you're kind of the front runner for
Weird.
like you're not even thinking about the Olympia because you have the Arnold, right? But people are already talking about like you're in the driver's seat to be the next.
A lot, and it feels weird.
Why?
It feels like I'm talking about a movie, like a Marvel movie. Spider-Man is fighting the Hulk, but you're actually Spider-Man in this case. And so many people talking about it, and it feels not real. I was chasing the title for the last 20 years when I started working out and 11 years old. That's what I'm always dreaming about, being on that stage and win the Olympia one day. And now I'm really, really close.
I mean, you're right there.
But right there means a lot of work.
Well, it's just refinement, what you already have for greatness. I mean, that's what it is when you're you. Remember, I was second, right? For a lot of times. And I was the heir apparent for a long time. But the guy that you had to knock out is gone. Right? So
It's not, I mean, Chris is Chris, but I don't believe it gets easier because now everybody's chasing the title. And Ramon, he will come, he will be on the money. He won't make any mistake like this year. Urs is hungrier than ever. And we have Ruff will come again, a lot heavier. And we have many, many athletes, like younger guys. Jay, it's not getting easier. I had to make so many decisions, but I had no idea how to do it, how to think, what to do. Like, a company offered me so much money, and I was like, oh, like, it's not about me anymore. I can take care of my family one day. But I had a really bad, like, I felt bad talking to them because the company I'm working with, they helped me for like 8 years now. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea what to do. And then I sent Chris an SMS, and he said, son, do what your heart is telling you. And I was like, okay, I'm going to stay with my old company. And then they increased the salary. So like all the decisions after the Olympia, all the podcasts, this and that, and it was a lot.
we'll do some dumbbells. All right, let's go, bro. Get that stretch good. Get that good stretch good. Do you do these normally, dumbbells?
Mm-hmm.
Switch back and forth, or?
It's like 70% I do dumbbells. That's what I feel the best. Okay.
When I was training, I would train 5 total days, but I would do like 3 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off. I know what it's like. You sometimes don't want to take those days off. I mean, obviously I do cardio on certain days, you know. I do cardio 7 days a week, but
what we do now is called Daisy, like a lazy day, where we're basically sitting down and just watching Netflix and do nothing.
it's better to stay off your feet, you know.
But that happens like once a month. I don't want to go too heavy because I hurt my hamstring on this exercise. But
Is that as heavy as you go?
when I go not too heavy, I can do like 20 reps. It's a little bit of extra cardio.
See, that's the problem when I was doing barbell. I mean, you end up going so heavy, right? You're so strong. That's why, like, I started doing more dumbbells. That's because, like, Phil was doing a lot of stiff-legged deadlifts with dumbbells. So I think he might kind of more introduce me to it.
I feel it way better doing dumbbells.
Hopefully that's not too low.
How's the weight?
Which, it's pretty light. I think you can handle it. See how it feels. You know, you used it before.
Ah, this is adjustable. The range of motion. But that's good.
See what it feels like. Let's just try to do 10 or 12 here. Or whatever you want. 15. Is that too heavy or is it good?
Oh, that's nice.
It's okay, right?
Yeah.
Smooth, right? Good. So I would do 40 sets total, quads, hamstrings.
For every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, right now, though, I mean, I love to train, right? So
right now, even like we're doing a lot of sets, right? I still do this. So anyone that trains with me says, man, you still do a lot of volume. But to me, I'm not really pushing hard. Like you notice I don't take anything to failure, right?
Yep.
I don't know how you normally train. You said you do low volume and you go more to failure?
Yep. Like every set I count is
At
at least straight failure until I can't move the weight. So what I do every leg day, 8 sets total, but I train upper, lower, upper, lower, upper, lower rest.
You go back and forth?
Yeah, like 3 leg days a week,
Okay.
8 sets, like 4 working sets front, 4 working sets back. In total, it's like 24 sets per week.
Wow.
But that's like just 50% of what you're doing. Of course, different style, but
That just goes to show everyone has their own style. Like we adapt. You've been training for a long time. How many years now total?
20. I started, like 19 and a half. I will have my 20-year anniversary for the next Olympia. I tried so many different training techniques. The high volume, 5-day split, 4-day split, but since I do the upper lower, I gained stupid amounts of muscle mass. But it's only for a short period of time. You can't train upper lower high intensity all the time.
Your body will get destroyed, right?
100%. Your joints will start to hurt because it's basically just really heavy failure sets.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I feel amazing at 50, so
That's
know.
what I'm looking for, to be honest.
yeah.
I mean,
Like I have no pain whatsoever. No knee pain, no elbow pain, no
Nothing?
back pain, nothing. Zero. Zero, zero, zero. I don't wake up in the morning with any kind of, you know?
like 95% of people over 50
Yeah.
feel like that.
Yeah.
I want to.
I do stairs every morning.
You do?
Yeah, step mill every morning. This morning, 30 minutes. Every day.
I hate Stairmaster.
Yeah, I do it every day. That's it. Come on. Good.
Do you think it's a good idea to switch from high intensity low volume to high volume.
I think it's great. I think it's great to switch around the training always. I think that you should switch her up. I mean, even I don't know what you did since the Olympia before you started your prep, but I mean, you should kind of be on cruise control on that time down. You can't go balls to the wall, like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
From that time.
I usually switch my technique 4 weeks out from the show because I don't want to train super heavy and super bad into failure. So I might go more high volume as long as my recovery allows it.
Well, the thing is
You have to look at your pattern now and how you looked at this year's Olympia and try to repeat that now. Is that the mindset? Like, do you feel you were 100% at the Olympia?
No, I've never hit my 100%.
Well, how close do you think you were?
I have no idea what my body's capable to do.
I know, but what do you feel like was that a lot? I mean, it was a lot better than before.
I mean, that's the best I've ever been.
Okay, so
100%.
there you go.
But there's some things to do.
I mean, you could be coming into your own now. You're at that age, right?
Yeah.
How old are you?
30.
It's where you start to fly, you know?
Mm.
Your best years are your next 10.
Think so?
Yeah.
There's a big party going on in your legs. How long do you train usually? Like 90 minutes, 120?
Yeah, now about an hour. Back in the day, probably an hour and a half. Yeah.
With all the volume?
Yeah, because my rest time was like 45 seconds.
Oh, okay.
60 seconds max, you know. Remember, I trained alone most of the time, so. Right, how long would you say the workouts are? I still do a lot of filming, so. Your rest time's a little longer?
Yeah, when I go all out failure, it's like at least 2 minutes.
See, it's funny, when I train with you guys, I know better not to push myself past what I normally do.
Yep, you get smarter.
Well, you know, for some people it's an ego thing, right? But the way you guys are pushing now, like the weights are heavy.
I enjoy the ego thing. As
Well,
long as
I mean, you're young enough to realize to do that, but
as long as it doesn't hurt you,
yeah.
it can push you more, but it can hurt you a lot. I will do a high volume from now. My knee doesn't hurt at all. Usually when I train legs, my left knee is fucked.
So how does it feel right now? Is that because you're not going as crazy to failure?
Yeah, like usually I do like 280 for like 16 reps, like until I shit my pants. And then my knee is like, oh bitch, don't do that again. But now it's like,
I know, but is that going to be efficient enough for you is the question to go
I
a
think
higher
so.
volume, as long as you can keep the fullness, you know?
definitely. Like, it comes down to, you need to stimulate your muscle.
I know, but you don't want to, just because you do that kind of weight, that shouldn't be the reason you do it.
Mhm.
If your body is reactive to less load, you need to be smart about it, you know?
Yep.
I mean, you shouldn't push to a point where, okay, I'm in pain.
It's not pain that I'm saying like, okay, I have to stop, but it's like, the moment I go back home, it's like, okay, you
Yeah.
trained legs.
I would hate that.
Yeah, I mean, and it gets worse and worse and worse. It's not like one day it's gone, like,
See what that feels like. See the depth? That's how I
need
use
to
the leg
find
press.
a good position.
Yeah, it was pretty low too.
Better.
You're gonna feel it a lot here.
I'm trying to push my knees outside and put all my pressure to my baby thumb on the outside. Try to avoid too much teardrop.
So you want the inner. He's telling me his teardrops are too big.
Yeah, no, I got it.
How's my depth compared to his? I think his legs are wider though. He's more wide. All right, so what do you want on this? 5 or
Yeah, 5's good.
more?
5 is good. Are we doing another exercise for quads?
We can. It's up to you.
What you thinking?
Something over there. We'll see. We'll get through this and then we'll figure it out.
We could do walk-in lunges,
Can do that.
parking lot.
Whatever you do. I usually do it right here,
Yeah?
down and back. So how did it feel, bro, when you realized that you were going to be in the top 2?
Oh, I can tell you a story. You
Well,
will
remember, I've been there before, so
you will laugh so bad. So the judges told us 2 days before the show, as you step out your box, we're gonna send you back and we will not compare you again. So if you get a first call out, you're done. You will go back home without any placing. And then they called the first call out. Was Chris, Ramon, Urs, me, like 4 or 5 guys. And then they said Chris, Urs, and Mike back in line. I was like, oh fuck. Because I saw Chris stepping out the box and I saw Urs stepping out the box, but I remembered what the judges told me. And I was like, no, Mike, your ass will be here. You don't move. And then they sent us back and backstage. And I was like, uh-oh, Neil will kick my ass. But I haven't done anything wrong. And then Chris came over, put his hand on my shoulder and was like, hey, Mike, congratulations. And I was like, why? Congratulations? They just sent me backstage. And then I realized, wait, that's Chris, that's Urs, and it's me. There's no way they will send Chris backstage, even if he stepped out the line. And then I realized, uh-oh, this is top 3. And from there, I did not really understand why and what happened.
what did you think you placed?
I didn't really think about it. I didn't thought about it. But the moment they sent us backstage, I was like, okay, the chance for top 3 is there. Just focusing on the finals, get some rest, get some food. And then I tried to sleep during prejudging, between prejudging and finals.
Okay.
But I felt good. All the mistakes we did the past years, we did not have any big mistakes. Digestion wise, carb loading, everything was like quite perfect.
You want one more set?
You know what I did 4 weeks out from the show? Neil told me we're gonna do carb up
Just
with
to see.
sushi. Then I chose a place right next to the where the competition took place. And I went there 4 weeks out to do the first carb loading try. Then I had all the sushi, tempura, like the fried stuff. And I felt terrible the next day. Water retention, bloating. I was like, okay, let's try a week after. So I avoided all the fried stuff. And it was 80% perfect. The third time, I split it, all the sushi into pieces. So I measured the rice, the vegetables, how much I was drinking, everything, salt, soya, everything. And the fourth time I did like just plain sushi, No sushi sugar, no sushi vinegar, nothing. And I look perfect. And I just repeated what I did. That's how I carb loaded. I was writing down every piece of sushi, split it into pieces, 18 grams of rice, 12 grams of vegetables, and bang, 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 bang.
Where do we want to do them, outside, or what do you want to do? How far?
Mr. Camera, what is cooler? Walking lunges outside or inside? Okay, outside.
Big Swole, he wants to go outside for the lunges. All right, so how much, Michael? I'm going to grab a 60.
A 60.
Is that a lot, or?
Yeah, that's a 60. Fun time. Now I feel special. Jay's taking the weight outside. He's carrying the weight forward.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. So that truck's our marker.
What?
Do you think so?
Okay.
Is this okay, or?
I will not move. The
Okay,
next
so
7
I'm gonna go down, and then you can come back.
Go back.
But this is nothing. This is light.
Good old days.
All right, so what I'm trying to do, okay, my chest, I try to keep my chest up a little bit and really engage my glute and hamstring, right? So ideally, we're trying to do at least 12 a side. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And we can do 2 sets or we can do 3. It's up to you.
All of them. The only right answer.
See, I'm trying to kind of engage that. So I used to do 225 with this. And he's not kidding he remembers because we used to do it in the 120-degree heat. All right, so take your time with these. So the bottle's our marker.
Yours or my bottle?
Whatever, your bottle. I'm not going to count steps, but we talk about cardio. This is almost home. See, I told you, easy.
24 steps.
How many?
Perfectly in between.
Is it, how many?
24
So
steps.
12, right?
12 each side.
Oh, now he's taking our truck.
I will bring my bottle over there.
Well, we know it's in between the two
Things.
This guy's like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Right?
Excuse me?
This guy's wondering what we're doing here.
No, it's confused.
They don't do this shit in Germany, do they? They don't do this at Beano's, do they?
No, because it's
Huh?
too hot outside. In Germany, it's too cold outside. Come on,
Is
keep
your
up.
heart with classic physique or open class? Like, do you admire more open
Bodybuilders.
guys or?
Yep. When I started doing bodybuilding, there was no classic
Classic, of
physique,
course, yeah.
men's physique. There was just Jay, Ronnie, and all the other guys. I grew up with you. I
Yeah.
grew up with Kai, Phil.
Okay, good. Come on. This weather's perfect for this right now.
Okay.
Is that 24?
Yeah, another one.
I'm down. Yeah, I'm okay. Nothing, right?
It's not super heavy, but I'm getting tired.
I know. It's okay though.
He's just making fun of me. I
No.
can see it.
This is easy for you, bro.
It's just another.
But it is like actually like cardio, right?
It feels different.
This is the thing, when you train with someone in a style you're not used to doing,
Yes.
that's what it is.
Exactly.
So whenever I train with someone, I never push them to the point like rest, you know, because I think it's stupid. You shouldn't throw up while you train or fucking
Yes.
you know what I mean? If you're not used to training someone's style, it's like if I came and trained that intensity you trained with the low volume, it would destroy me. I couldn't do that.
It's like,
It would shock my nervous system, bro.
yes, and it doesn't make sense.
Why ruin the training?
But this is really good for me.
You think so?
Definitely. It gives me another perspective of a different type of stimulation.
I think you're gonna have to not focus on going so damn heavy if it's tearing up your body.
Exactly. And especially a few weeks out from the show, you don't need to go super, super heavy anymore.
Yeah, the training should be cycled. Just
Yeah.
like the nutrition, I feel like.
That's what Neil does.
Yes. I mean, he's a smart guy.
And he's a really hard but honest coach. He's not your cheerleader.
Okay, last. Okay, this is easy now. All right, so that bottle's your end target.
Yes, sir.
Easy. Halfway home. Good.
Okay.
You'll be happy to know I haven't done outdoor lunges, I don't think ever with J-Mac, have I?
Not outside.
6 years.
Oh,
6 years, right?
So-
6 years?
so that's something special.
I've walked out here back and forth. Sometimes it's nice with the weather to
Yeah.
walk.
It's not that hot now.
No,
It's
nice,
really
right?
Nice weather. It's hard when you're traveling so many different countries. Chicago was like 15.
It was
Fahrenheit.
cold.
It's like super, super cold.
All right, so we're wrapping this thing up with some adductors. As Mike heads in for his first Arnold Classic, eyeing his first Arnold Classic victory. Boy, it feels good, Mike. Let me tell you, that first one is, you're falling into the same schedule I was. I got second at the Olympia the first time, 2001, and I went to the Arnold and won my first one in 02.
No pressure.
So second, controversial second I had at 01. You probably remember. You were probably a teenager following it then.
Oh, believe me, I saw all the videos.
How old were you in 2001?
7.
Oh, so you weren't following it yet. That makes me feel so old.
Oh, I can show you pictures.
Were you?
My daddy competed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was competing with Dennis James
Okay.
like 30 years ago.
But he still binge watches your YouTube.
Who does?
Me. I tagged you 3 days ago.
Oh, really?
Every time on the couch before I have my last meal, I'm watching a full workout video. Like as you prep for the Olympia, after you won your 3rd title, I guess. I've seen so many videos and I try to study every rep, every kind of tempo you used, position, foot placements, everything, like really precisely. Since then, my wife is doing barbell rows, 3 barbell rows.
I like reverse grip were my favorite as using my fingers as hooks, but I felt in my back a little more, so.
It was actually funny. It was a video, you were like 2 weeks out from the Olympia and you said something like, oh, you know what? So many people go with their ego and use heavy weights. I'm smart today, I will go light. And you like 6 plates on a hack squat, repping out for 15 reps. Like, yeah, that feels all right. Not going too crazy. Just like, I want you to ask something. being second place at the Olympia so many times, again and again and again, how did that feel mentally? I know
You
how
know
it
what?
feels when I needed to compete against Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like Ronnie was kind of my idol, so I kind of felt honored at the same time. So I was going to the Arnold and winning every year, so it was like I knew I solidified the second place to the greatest guy ever, right? So I don't know. We all have our favorites. Was Lee Haney the best? Was Arnold the best? Was Phil Heath the best? I mean, everyone argues who the best bodybuilder ever was. I mean, but I thought Ronnie, pushed it to the level that no one did. But to be second best in the world, dude, it was great, to be honest.
I understand and I get it, but you were like so close again and again and again. It must be so hard
Of course.
to stay focused.
No, it's easy to be when your challenge is that guy.
Okay.
Now you don't have the guy, like I said, so you're not going next year and challenging the same guy. You're looking at guys that you already beat.
Yeah.
But you can't have that mindset like I beat these guys. That means every time I'm going to beat them again. You still need to come at your best.
That's what Neil told me.
Yeah.
2024 means nothing.
Yeah,
when
that
it comes
means
to
nothing. It's
25.
done. It's done.
Yep.
Means nothing. It's like a championship team. They have to go back and start from zero.
Yep.
They all start with the same record, All right, let's go now.
No mercy for you, no worries for you. That Game of Thrones, go Cersei on you. I flipped the script, I rolled the dice. Don't fall asleep, cause I'm working night.